going to try this again. Every time I seem to open this thing up, I will get some kind of notification that pops up on the screen. I've got everything muted, notifications off. Hopefully they won't bother us again. So, hello and welcome back to Gaming with Knock. We're going to talk about Builders Hall 5 today. I'm currently playing 7 games, one of which you see on the screen here is my Builders Hall 6. It was rushed and promptly caught up. Everything on it is at least level 5 or higher. It's a great game, lots of fun, but my Builders Hall 5 games, which there are 6 of them now, were maxed or near maxed at Builders Hall 4, and then at Builders Hall 5 I've also been doing near maxing on them. 2 are on their way to Builders Hall 6, and everything was taken up to Builders Hall level 5. Most things have, most of the troops have been upgraded. So it's going to have a really solid platform for Builders Hall 6 when I finally get them there. And I'm a diehard rusher on the main game, but over here on the Builders base game, I just think that if you can take a little bit more time and max it, it really comes out good. Just my thoughts. But first of all, let's take a look at some of these games. We'll go ahead and switch over to them. Probably the most developed one I've got is Noctair. And here you can see it. Right now it's upgrading to Builders Hall 6. Again, just about everything has been maxed on here. Walls have not been touched. I'm not a fan of walls. I think they're kind of a waste of time, especially at the cost they are in this game. You can see the profile here. All the troops have been maxed except for bombers, and I'll go ahead and tack those last 2 levels onto the bombers when I get it up to Builders Hall 6 here in a couple of days. I've been raiding fairly actively in between, trying to build up what I have in my storages so I can very quickly lay down all the new stuff at Builders Hall 6, especially that roaster, because I'll tell you, the roaster really does a wonders world of hurt against the air troops, including my beloved minions, which we're going to talk about more in another video. Another one of the games that I've got here is the Kus van Nacht game, also upgrading to Builders Hall 6, and you can see that just about everything, again, has been maxed. And then we come in here and all the troops have been maxed except for the bombers, which are currently at 9. And they're actually upgrading to 10. Just the way the raid shook out, the way it came down, I had the elixir to do it. I don't know what was different about the progress on this one versus Noctair, but well, that's the way it worked out. And it's going to have everything completely maxed by the time it finishes its upgrade. Now on the other side, I have my newer games. Clash Maniac, Naid Kasanta, and Z Verteidigung. We'll take a look at Clash Maniac. This is one of the ones that I've done a lot of the journaling on. And here you can see the game. It's only a week and a half or so old. Most of the structures are still level 4. A couple things are in the process of being upgraded or have been upgraded. I'll be working on the firecrackers here soon to get those up. They'll be my first big defensive upgrade. But everything was dropped right away to get it immediately up to quantity-wise the Builders Hall 5 level defensive capabilities, and I'm already working on my minions. Now the reason I say that is because minions, in my opinion, are just fantastic at Builders Hall 5. I mean, they're great at Builders Hall 4, don't get me wrong, but at Builders Hall 5 you can just absolutely kill with them. I mean, it's awesome. And I'm doing the exact same thing on my other games, like for example Z Verteidigung. As you can see, same thing, everything has been dropped. And here we have the troops, boom, already got them up to level 10. That is my initial focus when I go to Builders Hall 5. Right away, I want to get my Star Lab upgraded to level 5 so I can put all of my elixir into those minions. And it's the very first thing I upgrade. I don't do the archers, I don't do the barbarians, I don't do the giants. I go straight to the beta minions because beta minions have just got the power at Builders Hall 5. And now let me show you why I say this. I have a few replays for you. Here's the first one. This is with a level 5 battle machine. We'll go ahead and replay this. 84% 2-star. These rectangular bases are really popular at Builders Hall 5, and I'm not sure why, because they just don't work that well, at least not against air defenses. It's not hard at all if you're a decent attacker to use beta minions or baby dragons, especially if they're level 10, to just dismantle one of these bases. Yeah, I often get 100%ers. This is an 84. I've got a couple of other ones that are like 75%, and another one that was 60%, and so forth. But you can see how the beta minions go in. And notice that I kept a few back. I typically do hold a few back just in case I want to do a little bit of cleanup toward the end with them. There, builder's machine's about to go down. Boom, there he goes. But he ran some good interference against things like archer towers. The beta minions are still in there beating things up. They're working their way around the bottom. And I've got 3 more beta minions to drop. And what am I going to do with them? Well, I'm going to put them up at the top where I have absolutely no competition whatsoever. Down they go. They're going to get me like another 10 or 13% here just by taking out these topside buildings that I didn't get before. And there's nothing to shoot at them. Here we go. Down goes the Star Lab. Boom. And on to the gold mine, which he'll take down. Of course, now they're within range of the minion killer there, the air bombs. But they're going to distract the air bombs. They're just far enough apart that they can't take all 3 of them out at one time, which allows them to get that gold mine out of the way. Won't quite have enough to get the elixir storage out of the way. That's okay. We still got an 84% 2-star, and I'm here to tell you, you're going to do well with an 84% 2-star as a new or even later Builders Hall 5 player. Take a look at another one. This one is with Clash Maniac, a 68% 2-star. And keep in mind, Clash Maniac is a brand new BH5. He's only using level 9 beta minions here. I don't think I even held... Yeah, we didn't even hold back on this one. We just dropped everything. I'm horrible for this. At Builders Hall 5, I will spam everything, drop my battle machine, and then literally quit the app and go back in with the battle completed. Just allowing the AI to take over and run it. It's what it's going to do anyway. I don't need to watch it. But as you can see here, they're moving right through it, and they don't really encounter a whole heck of a lot of resistance. And this is a level 9 beta minion. Keep in mind, we don't have level 10 on this account. It's still going to get a 68%. It's still going to do really, really well against everything. Here we go for the town or Builders Hall. It's gone. Take down a couple other small structures. Get that gold storage. And that's going to be it. There's not going to be enough oomph here to get through that archer tower. And boom. 68% 2-star. And I believe that was a win. Naid Kasanta, another one of my brand new Builders Hall 5s, a 59% 2-star. And again, it's beta minions. He's got a level 1 battle machine, and in this case, he's got a level 8 beta minion. We're going to start off by coming in on a couple of buildings that are out of reach. You can see those ones up in the right-hand corner. As we get them around maybe a halfways down, give or take a little bit there, we're going to go ahead and drop all of our minions on the left corner and just bring them in at an angle. These bases that have the Builders Hall right on the edge like that, I think it's kind of designed to entice you in, to get you to come after it. I can't help but answer the calling. I'll go ahead and do that. I try to stay off to the one side, though, and away from those air bombs, because like I've said many times, they are weapons of mass destruction when it comes to beta minions. But again, you know, the beta minions work their way through and around, and we're going to end up with a nice, solid 2-star win on this. Let's speed that up a little bit. And there it is. 2 stars, 59% again for the win. And then the last one that I've got for you today is Z Verteidigung. As is the case with the other ones, we'll go in and we'll take out a few easy to reach targets, things that aren't particularly well protected. Then we'll drop the rest of them, and after a few seconds here, we'll drop the level 1 battle machine, let him get in there and do a little bit outside cleanup before he starts hammering at the wall. And it's largely the same result. I mean, it's what you've seen in the other videos I just showed. or other replays I just showed, the beta minions just break everything down. They spread out, they do little groups, little clusters, and take down the harder stuff. And before you know it, you know, half to 2/3 of the base is gone. And when that happens, assuming you still have a cluster of them, they're able to get in there and work on the builder's hall. Boom, down it goes. And you find yourself with an 80 or more percent 2-star here. In this case, we had level 10 beta minions. And you can see the difference between level 10 beta minions. Not only do you have more in your camps, because each camp can hold 8 as opposed to 6, which is all you get with level 8 and 9 beta minions, but the way they cluster, because there are more of them, you get more small groups that work their way around and through the base and do a great job of just dismantling that base for you. Now, when we talk about trophies and where these games are, you can see they're not in any kind of crazy place, high or low, with the trophies. They're right in the sweet spot. Each one of my top 3 BH5s, Noctaire, Kusvan Noct, and Cyberon, they're all running right around 2,500 to 2,600 trophies. That is the sweet spot for what I'll call a senior or late BH5. New BH5s, they typically come from being a BH4 at around, say, 1,800 trophies, and after a week or two, you'll typically be around 2,000 to 2,200. And that's what you can see in the next 3. You know, Zypher Taitagong, Clash Maniac, Naid Kosana. They're all running in that 2,000 to 2,200 trophy range. And I would say within the next week, those 3 games will probably be running right about 2,500. And the other 3, especially the 2 that are currently going to BH6, will get a little bit closer to 3,000 trophies. Probably pop the 3,000 mark with Kusvan Noct and Noctaire. Maybe another week and a half, 2 weeks. But it might even be a little bit sooner. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But again, the minion, Mass Beta Minion attack is probably one of the best attacks that you can run at this level, especially as a new Builder's Hall 5. You know, Baby Dragons are great, and they do a great job on a lot of different bases. But this one is probably the easiest to run. You can spam it and just log out and log back in. The attack will be over. I use it on all of my Builder's Hall 5s. I seldom, if ever, even use anything else, because the idea of Builder's Hall 5 is to get the loot and get out. I'm not going to trophy push on a Builder's Hall 5 game. Not when Builder's Hall 6 is the current and the highest leveled Builder's Hall that there is to play. So there you go. Some great examples of Beta Minion. A little bit of talk about Builder's Hall 5. And we'll end it there. If you've got any questions or comments, put them in the box down below. And hey, you know, like and subscribe. Help me build this channel. I keep hearing there's not a lot of content out there for the builders base, so I'm going to start publishing these videos and getting them out there more and more. Tell me what you're interested in seeing, and I'll put something together for you. Thanks a lot, and take care.